my first little, like, section of questions is, like, more of just, like, the work side of things, of just, how did Cheesy even approach you to, like, or did you approach him to do the voice work for Backpack?
I think it was a matter of, I'm trying to remember because my memory's a little fuzzy right now.
It's fine.
I think it was a matter of him approaching me because we were kind of in the same sort of friend group. And he'd also had him my project at the time. So he was like, hey, person, do you want to help me with this object show that I'm making? And then I was like, yeah, sure. So he cast me as Liam, and the rest is history, I guess.
The rest is a big old pile of history.
Oh, yeah, it is.
Yeah, it's so much. Did you know that Liam, or Backpack or whatever, I'm gonna switch between the two names, did you know he was gonna be the main character when you started voicing him?
I don't think initially, but it just took me like an episode or 2 or 3 before I got into the writing process and stuff like that. It was like, oh, this guy's the main. That's a lot of pressure.
I didn't think he was going to be the main character. I thought, like, all of them were going to be main characters, apart from Tomato. I thought it was going to, like,
yeah,
switch
well, I
between
mean,
them.
not much you can glean from a baby, but...
No, not much. Did you record all the lines in, like, a certain time period, or was it... I'm assuming it wasn't all in one day. I'm assuming it was all over, like, every few days or something.
It depended on the time period. For season 1, at the beginning it was just every time an episode was getting made, I would do the voice lines. Cheesy and I would sit in a call, do the lines. There we go. See you next episode. And then as the series went on, we started to record a bunch of the episode lines in chunks. So I think like 5 and 6, and then 7 and 8 were in chunks because 9 doesn't have any dialogue. And then for season 2, it was all in one big, like, over the span of a couple days, just sitting down and recording lines for like this amount of episodes, and then this amount of episodes, and then yada yada yada, all the way till the end.
Oh yeah, Liam had so many voice lines in season 2 because it was literally mostly just him.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to discount John or Aim as well, because they also had a bunch of lines.
Yeah.
And even Diamond.
Yeah, because Aerie got his spotlight in the final episodes of the series.
Mm-hmm.
Which was great. I loved the Aerie reveal. That was one of my favourite things, because everyone was like, we were correct, he is a lantern.
But it was just like, it was funny watching people like make all of these like fan interpretations of Aerie, and it was pretty normal at first, but like, yeah, it was a lantern, but then people got freaky with it. Where it's like, oh, he's super like whimsical, and he's a god, and he's got funny like plug tail or whatever, but no, he's just some guy.
Yeah, everyone was like, he's totally a god, and then he was revealed as just some dude that has a computer.
Some trucker who forgot to wear his seatbelt.
Some trucker that got into a car accident and decided, I'm gonna make planets now that I'm dead. You know, the reasonable thing to do. Do you have this is completely unrelated to one, but do you have a favourite object show that isn't one? You can't choose the one you're in.
Well, I wouldn't be able to anyways, because I'm inherently biased, but that is a tough question, because there's a lot of shows that
there are
really
many,
like.
And there are a lot of good ones.
The one show that comes to mind that I really like, I don't know if it's necessarily my favorite, but it's just the one that's coming to my head right now, is Through the Woods. And it's a really, really old object show from back in like the start of the community, like I want to say 2012, 2013. It's just so nice. I don't know how to describe it without like having someone watch it, but it's just so nice and pleasant, and I love the vibe that it gives off.
I might have to check it out then, because I haven't heard of it.
Yeah, unfortunately, it never really finished. It only has about like 8 episodes, and I don't think it's going to be continuing, which breaks my heart. But just what's there, it's just fun. It's just nice. It's a comfy show.
Yeah, well, to be fair, most object shows don't get finished.
I know, but I guess that one is just like, I want to see more.
Yeah. I have the same reaction to when I had to wait an entire year for one season 2 to come out. I was like, no, give it to me now. It was weird how
Okay, well, at the very least with one, everybody knew that it was finishing.
Yeah, at least it actually finished. Imagine it just ended episode 17, no 18. That wouldn't have been good. My next questions are mostly to do with favoritism, so you're gonna have to use your favoritism brain, but they're more like one related. And again, no bias towards Backpack. Do you have a favorite character aside from the one
it's Adam. Adam 100%.
I do like Adam. He's great.
He's such a stupid character, and I love him for it.
He wants
and also Mike does a great job with the voice.
Yeah. All of the characters have really great voice acting. I like all of them. Especially Stone. Stone's got the best voice acting, obviously.
Oh, yeah. Did a great job.
I really liked Magazine because even though she got eliminated, so early, I found her to be really relatable. I also liked her random page on the database with her separated parents additional info. Very necessary. It made me laugh for no reason when I saw it.
I would say that I am surprised at how much I Love Magazine gets given that she's only there for 3 episodes. But then again, also people I remember this one time, I think somebody was going crazy over one of the Red Solo Cup characters in the background of one, so really anything's possible.
Some of the background designs are great. I really like, in episode 10, the group of them are in, the truck or whatever, the car, I don't know what vehicle it was, that let Backpack in. There were just a bunch of them. I liked the tiny...
Oh yeah, the little guys.
The little blue thing. I don't even know what it was, I just loved it. And I was like, I love this character, I'm gonna draw him 10 times, and then never again.
I don't know what he is. I would assume he's like a bead or something from my memory, but...
I have no clue what he is, he's just blue. He's just blue dude. It's kind of like your profile picture, you're a blue, bird. Is that from Rhythm Heaven?
Yes, it is from, Rhythm Heaven Fever Megamix. It's the songbirds from Flockstep. I love those guys.
Those are indeed some little guys.
They are.
Do you have a favorite episode? Of course you do. Everyone has to have a favorite episode of one.
That's a tough one, because, I like a lot of the episodes, but pinning down a favorite one is hard.
I was so adamant on my favorite episode for a long time, and then season 2 happens, and I was like, oh no, it's no longer my favorite episode, I have to change.
I feel like the finale episode is a little cheesy to say because it is the end, and
it's
also
a little cheesy HFJ to save.
Yeah.
Funny joke.
If not the finale, then I'd probably say I think it's 15, which is the universe modulation. That one is just really fun.
No, that's 14.
Nice
15's the toast one.
Did I say 15? Oh, I'm
15.
sorry. Yeah, no. 14, yeah.
14's great. I love a lot of the little, different animation scenes in that one.
Mm-hmm.
I like the one with Tony and the other guy. I don't know what the other character's name was. That was peak comedy.
Oh yeah, the boss.
Yeah. I really liked episode 5 for a long time because Moldy was my favorite character for the longest time, and then she stopped being my favorite character for some reason.
Yeah, I'd say 5 is a really good episode as well, just based on, the focus on Moldy for that.
It's a good backstory episode. I like how the end credit scene takes up almost more episode than the actual, contest part.
Mm-hmm. I don't think anything, I don't think there's ever been a show, off the top of my head, that, the credit scene has basically been the entire encompassment of the episode.
No, it's
or at least to that degree.
It's always meant to be just a little, either a funny joke at the end or a what's coming next kind of thing, which is how it was.
Yeah, like a teaser.
Yeah. But no, the entire ending of 5 was just backstory for a solid 3 minutes or something. The episodes were so short back then, and then also so long. The first 3 were, really long, and then it just got extremely short.
Mm-hmm.
I was so surprised when episode 9 came out, and it was 5 minutes long. It's a great episode, though, because there's, no dialogue. It's just a music video, technically.
Yeah, secret music video. At this point, not very secret, but still secret.
Not secret anymore. It was very secret at the time, though, and then everyone found out. This next question's kind of a weird one to remember because it's a favorite voice line of Backpack. He's had so many voice lines. I don't remember all of them because I am not Backpack.
Favorite voice line. Okay. I guess looking back at the episodes, I'd say overall when it comes to, I know you said voice line, but just talking voice work in general, I think 13 was like my favorite slew of dialogue to do. But in terms of like my favorite line in the show, it's probably like in 17 when Liam's like, "My name is not Backpack!" I don't know why, but that always gets me. Even though it's like, that's my voice. This should not be getting me, but it is.
Yeah,
and I think it's a really nice delivery.
It's yeah, because Backpack almost sounds like very close to you because you used nearly your normal voice for it, but it also doesn't sound
not even
anything
nearly.
It doesn't even sound anything like you while also sounding like you.
It's not even like nearly my, but that's literally just my voice. It's like it depends on the emotion, but like
yeah, you could
I'll
just
usually
say
like ham it up.
Someone be like, "Wow, that's Backpack, guys." Well, I'm sorry, Liam.
No, literally, I'll go into like a voice chat. And someone will be like, "Oh my god, it's Liam." And it's like, no, it's just me.
Oh my god, you walk down the street and then some guy with like a backpack of like plushie of Backpack is like, "Oh my god, guys, Backpack's here. Say hello to him." And then everyone looks
I think if somebody did that to me in public, I'd like crumble to dust.
You just say, or you go to like a coffee shop or something and you're like, "Hey, I'd like a coffee," and then the person serving you the coffee is like, "Oh, hi, Backpack," and then you crumble.
Yeah.
Do you have a favorite character design? Not character, design of a character. I feel like you're gonna say Atom again.
No. Come on, Adam's a great design, but I do gotta give props to Aries' design. And that's basically because like Cherry did a super good job with like the asset and translating it to like an asset.
He has so many different like assets to his asset for his different directions.
It's just like each angle has like a specific rotation. So like in the symbol, you have like different frames that you can switch to like make the different rotations. And I think it turned out really well because up until that point, even I didn't know what the Airy asset looked like until like the episode actually came out. I was like, "Whoa, that's a really nice looking asset."
Whoa, he's not as colorful as everyone thought he was going to be. He's a lot more.
He's just some guy. He's very very mute colors, brown.
Yeah, brown and like a dark blue gray. It's very appealing though, still, despite it being so dull.
I mean, people like it. I know people like it.
People really like his design, and I'm glad they do because it must have taken ages to draw for that. Whoever did it, I forgot who did it already. You literally just
Cherry, yeah.
Yeah. I was gonna ask you what your opinion of the one ending was, but considering you said it was like one of your favorite episodes, I think I know what your opinion is already.
Well, I mean, I can't speak for it because I look at it very differently. Whenever, like, I remember when these episodes were coming out, I would always be like, I'd be watching them with Cheesy, and then after we finished, all I could think in my head is like, "Oh, they're not gonna like that. Oh, they're not gonna like that." And that happened especially with the last episode.
People
like,
really
I watched
didn't
it.
like it. There was such mixed opinions. I liked it.
I mean, I think it's completely fine to not like the ending of one.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not going to kill anyone over it because it's just not everyone is going to look at it the same way. I personally like it, but I mean, I feel like the open-endedness of that ending kind of is like hey, did you get your heart ripped out with the one ending and you don't like it? Well, newsflash, you can make your own ending.
You could make your own ending. I'm pretty sure someone did make their own ending of it.
Oh yeah, I've seen a ton of like AU kind of fanfic stuff that has been like, this is what I think would happen afterwards, or this is how a happy ending would have happened.
Everyone wanted the happy ending, and all they got was sadness.
Though personally speaking, I do feel that kind of indecisive ending is the most fitting for one, given its entire thing.
I like the part where Senti cries for the 5th time in the show.
No.
I'm kidding. I really like Senti. Senti's a great character. I feel bad for her We didn't even get a Senti backstory, unlike every other character that had like a backstory snippet, because obviously Liam got one, Bryce got one in episode 7, Taylor got hers in the trailer, Tomato got his in the first episode. Am I missing someone? Oh yeah, Charlotte got hers in episode 5, but Senti never got a backstory scene. I always found that weird. Don't laugh evilly, that concerns me.
I mean, it's just what it is.
I found
but
it
it's
weird.
funny.
Yeah, I guess it is. And also, when, was it 17 or 18? It was 18, where Backpack went on the computer and saw all of, like, the other characters for Season 3. And we got, like, who the Season 3 contestants would have been. And we saw Owen for Liam, which I think the way that Liam reacted to Owen being there was, like, really well done on your end. Good voice acting. Obviously.
Oh, thank you very much.
You're welcome. There was, like, a green thing, which I think was meant to be Senti's, like, character. But obviously we never saw anything about Senti, so it was kind of like who's this random... I don't know if it was a watermelon or something. I've forgotten what it was.
I think it was a melon, and honestly, I think I remember... I don't think I can say this. It was just, like, when... Cheesy was coming up with the people to be the Season 3 kind of characters for each one. Senti was the one where he's just like, well, I'm just gonna... Senti doesn't really have anything, so...
She doesn't
boom,
have
random
a family.
character.
She lied about everything. She has no friends.
No. It's just that there's nothing shown
Yeah.
to gleam for a character.
I found it weird that Bryce's character was the worker person. I forgot the character's name. I forgot what they were. Were like a mustard? A bottle of something? I forgot what they were. The Epic Burger employee.
I think that was Kai? I don't remember the name either, but I
Kylie
think that's
sounds
what
right.
it is.
I found it weird that it was Kylie instead of, like, Bradley, who was actually shown to be a good friend of his, and it was just random co-worker person. I'm sure there's a reason Cheesy did it, but I found it weird. I've lost my list of questions. Where'd they go? Where did they go? This is one of my favorite subjects to do with one, and it's the soundtrack. I love the soundtrack. Do you have a favorite, like, song in the soundtrack? I know there's so many of them.
That's a good question. It's technically not part of the soundtrack, but I do love the Around the Bend cover.
Well,
that,
it is in the
Gotham
soundtrack.
and Cheesy did.
It is
I know, but it's not necessarily an original song.
Well,
so, like, I don't know if I
count so
that.
I think it counts. It's a cover.
All right.
So.
Well, I would say that, but choosing one that is an original song, I would say, probably Lure. Lure's a really good song.
Isn't Lure, like, the only one with, like, a different, like, thumbnail on YouTube compared to the other ones where it's just the regular one thing?
It wasn't originally made for one, but Cheesy liked it so much he decided to include it in, what was it, 7? I think it was 7.
I don't know which song goes where. I just know they're all there at some point. Obviously, like, Spow and Intro are, like, really famous for the one, because, well, Spow was, like, the first one, and then Intro is the intro. I really like I don't know how to pronounce it. It's either, like, Donor or Donner Live. I don't know how to pronounce the first word. But it was just the song that played while Liam was traveling in the cars with all those random people. I thought it was quite a nice song.
That one's a really nice one as well, and given the sort of restrictions that Cheesy had with working on that, I think it turned out really nice.
It was a really good song. Do you have any random fun facts about one that the viewers may not know, or they might know, considering how much they do know about the show?
This is kind of a stupid one, but I think it's funny, because, like, it just happened based on, like, one thing that I told Cheesy to do. So, you know Oscar, right? Calculatory?
Yeah, Calculatory.
His asset has a little black and white circle kind of in the bottom left of his screen, I want to say. I'd need to take a look. I think people took that as, like, an animation error, because I remember seeing it and be like, some people were like, oh, that's a goof. But no, in the design document, or, like, in some of the design sketches that we made for season 2, I drew the design for Oscar, and the screenshot that I had sent Cheesy for like Oscar had that little circle in it because I was screenshotting it from Metabang, which is the software I use, and a little dot from my cursor.
Yeah, I see this. I see the circle now. It's very small.
Yeah, so as a joke, I was like, "Hey, can you put that in the actual asset?" And he was like, "Done." And there we go.
I never noticed that people thought it was an error. I was just like, okay, he just has a dot on his face.
I could have swore I saw like at least one person. It's probably lost to time, but
it's been lost to the space and time of one.
But that's just a little funny thing that I think more people should know about because it's funny and I like it.
I like the part where he types in funny numbers on himself because it's really funny. That was technically an Easter egg. You had to do the math, and nobody likes doing math for a random show.
But everybody knows those numbers.
Yeah, everyone knows that because that one was really in your face. Random circle, that wasn't as in your face. It was just kind of there. I never noticed that, but that's funny. I made him keep this circle in. This circle's a part of his character.
Exactly.
Speaking of all of the characters, did Cheesy just like pull out names out of a hat to decide on the characters' names, or did he like choose them? Random names.
I think it was just a matter of just choosing the like as in the real names.
Yeah, the real characters' names.
I would not know. I never really had any insight onto how the names were picked out. The only one that I had any sort of know-how on was Oscar's, because we were just kind of like trying to brainstorm, like, what kind of name could we give this guy? Because he was like our season 2 new character, I guess. Yeah. As for the other ones, I could not tell you exactly, though I do know, Plecak, which is Liam's last name. That I think that is Polish for backpack?
Yeah, I discovered that yesterday when I saw someone on Twitter talk about it. I was like, whoa, that is Polish for backpack, which is really funny to me, because his name's still Backpack no matter what. So technically when Aerie calls him Backpack, he isn't wrong.
Technically not.
If you went to Poland, then people would indeed call him Liam Backpack, maybe. Yeah, that's a fun fact as well, to be fair, if anyone else didn't know that. But I'm sure everyone by now knows it. Everybody knows everything about this show. People are so, like, Hawkeyes onto every detail, including the 5 circle on the notes. People discovered that was the album image for the album?
No Code.
Yeah, No Code. People went nuts over that. I was like, okay, it's just a random thing, guys. It's not super important. Everyone was just losing their mind over everything.
There were still things that took people a long time to find.
Yeah.
Because I think the latest big thing that I know off the top of my head is Dallas figuring out, or Yuri, sorry, figuring out the sort of hidden music video in episode 10, which was the first song of No Code, which is sometimes, I think.
Yeah. There's a lot of hidden music videos to be discovered in one, well, probably only 2 of them. Unless there's somehow a third one that no one's noticed. But I don't know.
I mean, you never know.
You never know. I'm sure this community's going to be going haywire for the next year over the show, despite it being over. How sad.
And I'm gonna watch and eat popcorn, and it'll be fun. I'll laugh.
Do you have this is not important whatsoever, but does Backpack have a specific age? Because obviously on the website it was just adult for all the characters apart from Taylor and the baby Tomato.
Not really. No, that's just kind of a thing. It's not necessarily important to the story.
It's not. I'm assuming he's like a younger adult. Maybe. I don't know. I'm assuming. There's a lot of things you could assume about the characters.
I mean, I'm a young adult, so technically speaking, if you wanted to say he's around my age, then you probably could.
Backpack's a self-insert character. He has been this whole time.
No, I didn't even make Backpack.
That's true, you didn't. This is... Okay, these are more like Backpack questions that you can answer of just Backpack in general, even though these have no importance whatsoever, they're just nice little things.
Just fun.
Yeah. With Backpack, like dogs or cats more, or some other animal, if he had a pet.
I think he'd be a cat person.
You think he'd be a cat person? What would you call his cat?
Just a little bit.
Bryce too, I don't know.
No, come on, let's be reasonable here.
Let's be reasonable.
Probably something sensible. Like
Fluffy.
Sure. Alright.
New canon lore. Backpack calls his cat Fluffy. Okay.
This isn't canon.
I know. Backpack's busy being trapped for all eternity in the cave.
Yeah.
Until he dies. Which might happen. He's very good at breaking his leg due to trees, which I've found really funny. That the 2 incidents he had where breaking his leg were both to do with tree stumps. Obviously the first time he fell off a tree, and then the other time a tree fell on him. I mean, it wasn't a real tree at first.
Kind of a funny parallel.
It is kind of funny. Both of his severe injuries were both caused by trees and then fixed by Aerie. But the second time Aerie died. Which, I didn't think anyone expected Aerie to die in the finale, especially the way he did die, of just tripping and falling, which is very convenient that he decided to fall at that moment. I was hoping Liam was going to kill him.
Oh, I'm sure people were thinking that Aerie was going to die given how the subtext was going in 17, but definitely I don't think anyone was like, he just slipped and died?
Yeah,
That's it?
It wasn't even like a dramatic moment. Well, it was kind of dramatic. It was just, he was walking and then fell, and then he died. I think I laughed actually when that happened, which is weird because I really like Aerie. He's a cool character. I would never want to meet him because he's still, like, a psychopath in a way, but, like, not intentionally a psychopath. But he just is one. I think being alone for a lot of time has probably gone to him.
He just kind of sucks.
He does just kind of suck, and yet he's on the Tumblr Sexy Man Wikipedia, apparently. I was informed by someone.
Oh my god.
I don't know how that happened, man. He's just a lantern. People are crazy. But yeah.
You're missing the point by idolizing him.
I know, I don't know why people are... He's a terrible person. I made an entire video on my channel about how he wasn't a bad guy, but he was still a bad guy. And then people are like, oh, I love him so much, I want him to kiss me. No! Stay away from him. He's going to send you to a piece of grass and you're gonna die there. For no reason. Stop liking him. Which kind of brings me to the whole entire... This is a thing. The soda pack ship. This... I don't understand it in the slightest while understanding it. It's awful, but like... do you have an opinion on it? I'm sure you've seen fan art of Soda Bottle and Backpack not being homies, but God.
Well, I mean, I've seen it. I've seen it. I would be lying if I said I haven't seen any of it.
Yeah. It's the thing. That's what happens with object characters. If 2 characters interact, they'll be shipped.
Look, it doesn't really bother me that much.
It's not something that bothers anyone, but I just find it silly how people ship them together despite the fact that they're clearly friends.
Okay. Here's my take on the whole thing. I think it's completely fine to like ship 2 characters based on like whatever you want. It's just fun at the end of the day, and if you like that, that's whatever. I just kind of don't like it when it gets really weird because like given that all of the crew or most of the crew that I worked with and I voiced with are my friends, it's kind of weird when I see some weirdo garbo happening, like, with these characters. Because, I mean, it is kind of... I do have that kind of personal... I do kind of have that personal kind of what's the word I'm looking for? Just kind of happenstance tie to Liam as a character, because he's a very like important role to me, and I really liked voicing him. And also like, yeah, and like all of the other characters are like my friends, so just seeing them in those kind of weird situations is just kind of like, eh.
Yeah, people, they can ship what they want as long as it's not super weird, but like don't make it really weird, and also do not send it to anybody that doesn't want it sent to them, especially the voice actors and Cheesy, because I didn't like how it got that bad, man. I didn't like waking up to that post by Cheesy. It upset me.
That disappointed me a lot.
Yeah.
Thank every star in heaven on earth. I did not receive any of that, which I'm surprised when I think about it.
Yeah, that is surprising to hear.
But I think it's really terrible what like happened to Cheesy, and I want to believe that people are more cognizant of that now, and they're not going to do that.
I think most of them learned.
Don't send us your weird not safe for work art. We don't want it.
They don't want it. They didn't ask for it. Never. If you want to draw it, you're weird, but keep it to yourself. That's all the world wants.
I'm not one to shame people for what they do, because like, yeah, at the end of the day, people are going to do whatever. I get it. But like, yeah, keep it to yourself. Please don't send it to like me or Cheesy or anyone on the crew. We don't want it.
Nobody wants it. Anyway. On a more lighter note, since obviously the 118 ending was so, what was the word? Like, open to interpretation. Do you have your own interpretation of what happens after 118?
Well, it's hard to, I walk a fine line, because what I say could have people saying like, "Oh my god, that's the canon ending." But
nothing he says in this is canon, like guys. All three people that watch this video, nothing's canon. It's just, this is not.
I don't necessarily have an interpretation that I would say is like, yeah, I believe that's what happened. More so, just like I like to think of like the different kind of paths that would happen given like the open-endedness of it. A lot of people go for the happy ending.
Yeah.
I would love to see more of those more neutral or kind of not so good endings, because I would love to see like what people can come up with for those, or like what would possibly happen.
Yeah, I like a lot of people's stuff that I've seen of people saying, oh, like a cool, like a different way of things happening. I've seen a lot of the backpack becomes the new Airy ending, which is a cool concept, but I don't know if that would happen considering who Backpack is.
I mean, you're not going to find out, so I mean, all you can do is speculate.
No more one, guys. Everyone keeps thinking that we're going to get something else, and I'm like, no, we're done. Cheesy made a video saying it's done, which means it's done. And
I don't see it. Final. I don't see another season coming, or at least not, at the very least, the story of like Backpack, Airy, the plane, all that is done.
Yeah.
I don't think there will be anything else. If there is, that would be cool, but at the end of the day, that's Cheesy's prerogative. That's Cheesy's prerogative, and I think ending it here is both very just nice, because it means he finished his show, something that not a lot of people can say they've done.
Yeah, not a lot of people can say they finished a YouTube cartoon.
Yeah. And it's just like, yeah.
I'm really sad he's not going to make any more merchandise, because I got some of the stickers and I still have them with me. I got the Abstracty Backpack and Tomato one, which are very nice. I would have loved to see more merchandise, but I understand that that's like really difficult to do and stuff.
It probably, I will say this, I can't guarantee that there will ever be merchandise to like the sort of quality and I guess super big care in it that like I'd say that these like the pieces of merchandise that we've had before there will be, but there is a possibility that there may be some like, you know, just simple like shirts and stuff in the future. I can't speak for Cheesy because I don't know what he's going to do.
You're also not Cheesy.
Yeah, but that is just something that I do know that has been thrown around at one point, so I wouldn't be surprised if we do get sort of a second, more kind of chill, run-of-the-mill merchandise in the future.
Yeah, I still have my sticky note that got sent to the first 100 people that bought the stickers. I still have mine. It's on my corkboard.
Mine is like, I know where you live. Real name, first and last name, and it's like, cool, man. I do still have the one hat as well. I wore that at the BFTI and I meetup. Which, by the way, if any of you went to that, any of you watching, hello, I'm glad to have met you. If I did,
I wish I could have gone, but I'm suffering from being British, so I couldn't make it.
Fate worse than death. I'm sorry.
I know. God, the joy of Americans who can go to everything ever, because everything's in America.
I mean, it wasn't cheap.
No, I imagine it wouldn't have been, unless you lived in the area. In San Francisco? That's what it was.
Alright.
I was watching the interview with like all of the voice actors, like View, the other day, and I keep laughing at the San Francisco dead end job joke.
That one, yeah, everyone clips that one. There are some pretty good ones in that stream.
There's some great clips in there, especially with Folder. Jennings, I don't know what their full username is. They're such a great voice actor.
Oh yeah, no, Jennings is a super good voice actor. I really wish Jennings would cast him more stuff, because he does a really good job, and I think Folder is a really great performance that he put on.
Folder it sounds like they would be a hard character to voice, since they are a desktop like computer buddy who's on like very emotional, and they did it perfectly. I'll say that.
Mm-hmm.
I was trying to make a desktop buddy of Folder. I gave up coding it very quickly because I was like, nope, too difficult. But if someone could make a desktop buddy of Folder, like in a Clippy or something style, it would be great.
Oh yeah, I'm sure someone will. I mean, I've seen the plain database. Somebody made that, and that was cool. So I don't see Folder desktop buddy being out of the picture.
There's two different plain databases. There's the one on an actual like domain, and then there's the one on the NeoCities. I don't remember the person that made the one on like the regular website.
Mm-hmm.
I can't credit their amazing work because I forgot who they were. I'll put it on the screen when I finish editing this. That'll work. There we go. Anyway, do you have anything that you want to like say about one from this like your own like experience with it?
Just reflecting on it, I guess.
Yeah.
I'm very happy to have been a part of one, just in its entirely, getting to work as both a voice actor, a writer, and sometimes background artist. It was genuinely one of the best experiences that I've ever been a part of, and it's brought me a lot in terms of opportunities and just spotlight. Because like, without one, I don't think anyone would really know me as well as they do now.
Yeah, you just be that random person. Well, I guess you are that person. Yeah. It doesn't matter either way, you're still that person. But now you are known for something that was watched by so many people, which means you'll probably get
thousands of people.
Even more opportunities to do voice work for other things in the future, which I hope you do.
I mean, if people want me to, then yeah, they can.
You heard it here.
I just need to find stuff.
Yeah, well, I'm sure other things are being made. Everything that you've done for one has been great. I didn't even know you helped writing for it. Did you write for season 2, I'm guessing?
Yeah, for like the latter half of season 1, and then the entirety of season 2, I was basically like Cheesy's right-hand man in terms of like coming up with ideas for how we wanted season 2 to flow, and like, you know, checking for any errors or mistakes and like specific like how people would speak and whatnot. Basically the proofreader and the idea tosser, if anything. Yeah, Cheesy was the main guy doing all the actual writing and dialogue and whatnot.
Yeah, well, he did a really good job with the season 2's like writing. It was really well written. I really enjoyed it.
Thank you very much. I'll pass that along to my superior.
Your superior. There were 2 entire mistakes I ever noticed in one, which were animation errors, not like something. There was the one that Cheesy fixed immediately with Senti's information on the plane database being wrong, where she accidentally had Taylor's job, and everyone memed that to death for a while because it was funny, because it was a mistake. And then there was like another like tiny error with like Senti's face accidentally going to the bottom layer instead of the top layer, which was funny.
That's kind of just what happens when you're working on these episodes in like a 10-day interval.
Cheesy was like the only animator for nearly every part of it.
Yeah, no, he was very adamant on like the animation itself, because like I had offered to animate, I think, at the beginning part. He was just like, nah, I'll do it. I got it.
He did a really good job. And I mean, he improved greatly.
Oh yeah, no, you can definitely see the improvement from 1 to 118.
Yeah,
it is like night and day.
I was rewatching it with my dad because I decided my dad needs to watch this because he's an adult, and I was like, I wonder if my dad, who is a dad, would like this, and he loved it, and I was like, whoa, episode 1 is so different to like the last few episodes in animation. It's like still really good, but like there's so much improvement, but the style stays so consistent.
Yeah, now because of 1, we have another hand-drawn style that people use.
Yeah, there's the new, everyone copied BFB for a while, and now it's like, it's time to copy 1's style of noodle arms and stuff, and the non-colored mouth.
I mean, hey, if that brings like inspiration and innovation to people, I think that is fine by me.
Yeah, I'm glad that Cheesy managed to get all of 1 done before he went to college, which is a big thing. I know I couldn't have ever made something before I had to go off to college.
It's definitely a big time sink, and you lose a lot of that when you have responsibilities that aren't going to high school or whatnot.
College is so much more messy than every other school. Anyway, I think that is all of the random things I've wanted to talk to you about. Thank you for joining me in this random thing I decided to do. It was just one day I was like, I want to talk to that person because he seems pretty cool. And I did it.
Oh.
You are.
Yeah, no, thank you for having me on.
Everyone should go follow that person on Twitter or whatever other social media that he has, because I don't actually know.
Follow me on Twitter and subscribe me on YouTube for new videos every 5 years.
Yeah, everyone go do that. Thank you for being here. I hope you get more work in the future.
Oh, thank you so much. And yeah, thank you again for having me on. It's been a pleasure.
Alright, that's done with this thing. I don't know how to end videos. I'm done recording.